G'day me little darlings. So this is Captain Australia, and this is a diggity Captain Australia news update. Boom boom. So I hope you can hear me all right. I'm a bit concerned that my earbuds are shitting themselves. I mean, I didn't mean to swear then, and I'm sorry. I think my earbuds might be going, or the buds themselves work fine, but the mics are malfunctioning. I don't know. So I hope you can hear me all right. So it's a giggity Captain Australia news update, boom boom. I am near a place called Catherine Hill Bay, well and truly out of Newcastle, and headed south for Sydney. According to the motorway road sign, I'm 120k out of Sydney, but the plan today is to head for a place called The Entrance, which is 36k from my starting point, and then I'm going to push past that towards Gosford, so that's more like 60. So I'm continuing to take a back road way. I'm on the freeway, highway, whatever you call it at the moment. But coming up soon, there's going to be a turn off, and I'll take that beach road. That's on the advice of a lovely fella in the community called Andrew, who he just gave me some great advice on how to get from here to Sydney with A, sticking to the road less travelled and staying away from all of this zoom car stuff, and B, it's not that much more distance, so it's a much prettier walk without too much more distance, and it's more safe. So last night I had very little reception. I'm sorry I couldn't stream. Set up my hammock in a bit of bush. Probably the next time I set up my hammock, I'll start streaming before that, so you can see what it's like to set up a rough camp. Last night, leeches were my biggest hazard. The site I chose was pretty good, except there were quite a few leeches around, so you just have to make sure the hammock area doesn't get contaminated. You don't take any in with you. But the usual hazards are, you know, snakes, insects, and falling branches. But yeah, all good. So practicalities, I'm heading for a place called The Entrance and points south of there. Physically doing fine. I had a fall yesterday. Thanks to those big flamingo glasses, they cut about 20% of my peripheral vision. And I'm just walking down the sidewalk, and I tripped on a little manhole cover, and like a jungle cat I did a combat roll and jumped to my feet and whoosh, ninja. It wasn't quite like that, it was pretty graceless, but well, maybe some of the old judo stuff is still in there, you know, because when I was probably from about age 14 through until about age 25 or so, I did and loved judo. So, you know, you learn to fall without breaking a bone, you know, just hurting fat and you know, muscle and stuff instead of actually breaking something. So maybe that helped me when I fell over, I don't know. Now, where are we? The Catho pub. I'm going to bypass Catherine Hill Bay and the Catho pub because I want to make some K's. K-diddly-A's. So yeah, physically I'm doing okay. Mentally doing fine too. I miss my kids. People keep talking to me about my kids and asking me about my kids. Stop doing that! You'll make the old man cry. Spiritually, I think better than ever, really. Every day that I do this pilgrimage, you see, the idea, and I hope you can hear me okay when I do my old man ramble, but the idea of this pilgrimage is it basically strips everything back. So every reserve, every battery inside me, it's powering my iPhone, it's, you know, keeping my paranoid thoughts alive and all of that sort of stuff. Bang, empty it all. So what I become is this great big sort of empty vessel. And as I walk, that's being just filled with the energy from the world around me, the natural world that I'm getting more and more in touch with. So every day of this quest, spiritually, I'm just getting stronger and stronger. Even if I don't achieve any particular sort of insight, I don't learn something new about myself or God or the universe or whatever, I'm just by that process of, it's like my mind and my body are a car engine, and I'm clearing out all of the gunk, flushing everything out, and then replacing it with fresh new oil, you know what I mean? So I've got a comment, Chrissy, you've got the sun on your back this video, so it'll be, oh, I've got spider webs all over me. I hope that's not a funnel web. This video so will be a lucky day. So the sun on your back is lucky. Yeah, well, here's the thing. If we move that, if you're a charging enemy, Sun Tzu and the art of war, says, have the sun at your back, so when your enemy charges you, they'll be dazzled. So you'll be running in, I'm gonna get you, Captain Australia, and I just go, zoom, and stab you. Well, that's a bit morbid, sorry. So yeah, physically doing great, mentally even keel, spiritually wonderful. Ethically, as dodgy as ever, really. Main concern on my mind today is this. Back in Tuncurry, I sent an envelope to my son, my little boy Sullivan. And look, I get it, it's stupid. I didn't send it registered mail or anything, but you see, he loves the number 20. He's on the spectrum, and he just sort of, I thought it would be wonderful. I had cash, and I don't really need it. People keep giving me water and food. So I had $220 in $20 bills, which I put into a special birthday card for him, as well as a special little personal knick-knack, and I sent that off. So I went to Tuncurry Post Office, put it on the counter, paid for the stamps, they stamped it, took it away, but it still hasn't arrived in Brisbane yet, and that's probably, I don't know exactly, more than 10 days ago. Sue says, hey there, Captain. Captain says, hey there, Sue. So yeah, that's on my mind a little bit, that this thing, that my son's birthday is in 5 days now. So I hope it might still arrive. But the idea that somebody could see that it's a card and it's got some lumpy stuff in it, rip it open, see the sentiment and about how much I love him, I'm proud of him, and even though I'm not there with him today, I'll be there for him until the day I die, and he can always come to me, and I'm always gonna, help him, and all of this sort of just in a few words. I don't know, I just tried to write a sweet message to my son, and the person would read that, see, ooh, a bundle of cash. Oh, I'll put that in my pocket. Better burn the letter. If that's a possibility, then that person is just dark, horrible, Not just because it affects me, I think just measurably in general. So I don't think they're horrible because I'm angry at them. I think they're horrible because it's such a horrible thing to do. But fingers crossed, maybe 10 days, COVID delays and all the rest. But I sent a thank you card to a couple of kids who had sent a message of support, and I sent a postcard to Archer, and all of that stuff has made it there, no worries. It's just the envelope with the $220 in cash suspiciously has not. Sue says, fingers. Mail system's been very slow and unpredictable lately. Yes, I'll cross my fingers and just, yeah. Shirley says, good morning, hope the letter turns up. Yeah, speaking of fingers, because of these gloves, that and this little strip here and here are the only areas where I get sunburn. How weird is that? Okay, so, physically, mentally, spiritually, ethically, bubbling along. The charity, yeah, it's bubbling along. I think there's some new media interest that's going to pick up. So I'm hoping that when I roll into Sydney, it might stimulate just this new level of awareness and support. I don't think I'm worthy of any particular support, but if I can get enough attention walking over the Sydney Harbour Bridge dressed as a buffet superhero, having walked all the way from Brisbane, and suddenly the news outlets capture that as like a good news story, start to spread it, bang, that has an immediate result for the charity. So I'm aware that, see, when I'm doing this stuff now, it's part for my kids and myself, like collecting the memories, and they can see who I am. But a lot of it's just for you lovely, lovely people, You people are taking an interest and watching, and you have such kind words and questions. So I'm not doing it because I'm some social media genius and I'm trying to, I hope a dingo bites me and then we just bang go viral, but I don't have those skills, and that's not my purpose. But if the media jumps on it, crossing that bridge into Sydney, and we get a nice pulse of like national media, that'll be so good for the charity. So when I get to the end, I guess that's my reward, I go back to my life, but I'm able to say to my sons, hey, I'm sorry I was gone so long, but look, we raised $250,000 for the charity. And look, at the end of the day, for me, it's about kids like Archer. And hey, Iggity Archer, Captain Australia got your back, mate. I'm glad you got the postcard. There's more to come. But yeah, kids like Archer, that's the reason behind it. The dollar amount, it's just a number. But you know, it's like a measure. So I want to do a good job in that respect, and I'm a little bit mindful that I'm just an old fool, and I can always be doing better. So anyway, I think that about covers it. So the entrance is 36k from where I started. I'd like to say I'll get there, I don't know, mid-afternoon. I'd like to put in 50 today, I think, or something like it, get a bit of distance towards Sydney. But yeah, the basic roadmap is the entrance, then looping around past some lakes to Gosford, then from Gosford down to a town at the mouth of the Hawkesbury River called Ettalong, I think. And from there I can jump a ferry across the Hawkesbury River to a place called Palm Beach. And from Palm Beach it really is just a hop, skip and a jump into Sydney. So I'm going to press forward and aim for the Harbour Bridge, cross over the Harbour Bridge, kiss the ground somewhere over there, Martin Place or the Opera House or something, get some lovely pictures, say hi to people. I might try and stay in Sydney for a full day and do a lot of wandering around the city. Like I can pick up some gear and stuff, but I can also, you know, I can have the magic flag up and, you know, all of them fancy pants rich folks, you city folk. I'm a bushman. You big smoke city folk. I can like swagger around with my flag and drum up some support. I'm a city folk too. These people, I occasionally get comments like that imply that I'm some kind of an expert bushman, but I don't know, this is all on the job learning, mate. Hey Cap, have a good day, good walk today. Cheers, right? How you doing? Thank you. Yeah, so you know, it's just logic. Like when you're picking a camp, the hazards. First thing you do before anything else is check for hazards. And any of these trees dying or dead. You know, are there any? If there's a wind or a storm, branches will be knocked loose or fall down on me and kill me. Tripping hazard is probably the worst hazard, more than snakes, more than spiders. Tripping, when you've got all of these things on the ground that can trip you, if you land wrong, bang, you're in the middle of somewhere remote, you've snapped something. Or worse, you land on a spiky bit of wood and you puncture something. You know, you puncture like your femoral artery, you can bleed out and be dead in 8 minutes or less or whatever it is. So those, you know, and then secondary to that, you got all the pests, the snakes and the leeches and the spiders and all of that. And that for me is just the focus. So I'm not a great bushman. I just have to be vigilant and pay attention and, you know, do my best to avoid the hazards. But I'm loving the on-the-job learning. And the rough sleep last night was actually really comfortable. There was no rain and I was double layered. I had 2 superhero uniforms on at the one time. So I was quite warm. And I went to sleep probably just on dark, because there was no cell phone, I had nothing I could do to chat to you guys. So I just drifted off and I woke at about 6, I think. So that for me is an incredible, it's like 8 hours of solid sleep. And a year ago with the whole cancer harm, it would be like 3 hours, wake up, try and get back to sleep, another 2 or 3 hours, wake up, and then you might get another 2 if you're lucky. So it might amount to 8 hours of sleep, but it's not continuous, and it's not nourishing, it's broken and restless. So the hammock is much less comfortable than my bed at home, but I think I've actually won back my sleep. And I hope that I can wind that back into my life successfully when I'm done with the walk. And that's great. And what my hope is, by showing you even just that, that's one simple part of a life, an essential part of a life, though a good night's sleep means everything. But if I can show you that mine was wrecked, let's say you're suffering anxiety or something and you also have restless sleep, well, there's a pathway, you know? You can fix it. You can lean into it and you can improve your situation. Because I'm just an old fool. If I can do it, you sure can. Judy says, Good morning, have a good walk today. You're doing amazing. Well, thank you. Thanks very much. When I get to the entrance, I think that's on the beach. So I'll tell you what, if I get there early enough, someone was hassling me to have a swim, so we'll have a swim, all right? I really am shy about my body. I know in a lot of the photos, and even now after losing so much weight and all the walking, I still look quite pear-shaped. But it's not even really the being a chubby that's the problem. It's like the ravages that cancer and its treatment have inflicted on me. I feel like a withered old broken thing physically. So when I rip the shirt off, I don't think it's very pretty. But yeah, we'll have a swim. If I get there early enough, we'll have a bit of a swim, eh? If somebody makes a daily donut dare of doom, I'll do a skinny dip. Oh God, wouldn't that be terrible? I'd have to like get an app that does a little censored bar over all the wiggly bits. Okay, so we're walking down the road now. I think that is a pretty full and complete update, my friends. So, let's wind it down. We need the outro music. That was a Captain Australia news update. Boom, boom. So like and subscribe and tell your friends and all that stuff, which, you know, you don't have to do it all. But bear in mind, if you do think what I'm doing has merit, even if it's just the crazy of it, you know, the wonderment of doing something that nobody is doing, you know, just injecting a bit of weird into the world, or if you think just supporting the charity in itself is the most, and it is important thing, or if you're just enjoying the story of it, you know, whatever brings you here, if you have it in you to bring someone else, you know, to chain letter up and bring a friend or 10 friends or whatever, you're just helping a worthy cause. So that whole charity dimension, you know, I don't know, like Facebook has followers, I don't know how many followers there are or any of that stuff. So I'm not every night studying the data, because I just don't have the skills, and B, I don't have the inclination really either. You know, you come out of genuine interest. Let's all just be authentic. Stay if it's interesting, go if it's not, you know. But if you can bring other people in, or if you know somebody who works at a radio station or whatever, you know, whatever it is, if there's something that you can do to help, let me close on a straight up, a look you in the eye plea. If you can help, please do. And you know, that's not open your wallet, drop some money and on the charity. That's like concrete, bringing eyeballs into this, because the people who arrive generally are tremendously kind, and we've raised $55,000 so far, I think. But if we can get a few million people, like went across the Harbour Bridge going into Sydney, if we can get some national media, wiggity, spiggity, spiggity, it's just such a lovely charity, such an important cause. And the charity, the organisation itself is very lean and tight. So in this case, the fundraising aspect of it, every dollar goes into the science, because the charity is not really involved. They're providing just a little bit of support. Like there's this Lizard Island package that was donated and is going to be auctioned off, I think, tomorrow. So they're managing that, because I'm too much of a buffhead to do it. But for the most part, it's a very lean, very tight charity, and if you support them, the largest part of your dollar goes into research. But in the case of the Big Walk, every part of your dollar goes into research. There's no overhead, because it's just me, some idiot, trying to go to the media. Oh, look, I'm a superhero. Look at the charity, you know what I mean? It's such a different technique. So you don't have to worry about, like, when you donate a commitment to, I don't know, World Health or Hunger or whatever, that 18 cents on the dollar goes into overhead. This is different. But yeah, anyway. Oh, morning, Simon, says Jody. I found you a newspaper contact. I've sent you his number. Oh, lovely, thank you. So after this long old man ramble, I'll do a quick 10K or something, and then I'll find a nice place to sit down and look at messages and respond to comments and everything. If ever you make a comment, you ask a question and I haven't answered it, please forgive me. I want to answer every single one. I don't always get like service, or I might get into a bit of a frenzy wanting to make some Ks or something, so bear with me, and there might be quite a delay, but I will try and answer everything. And if there's not a specific question, I'll just try and like it or love it or say, you know, care about it or whatever the Facebook lets me do. All right, thank you so much for your time and attention. So it's Captain Australia's Big Walk. It's with the Kids Cancer Project. And next stop is a place called The Entrance. Hi Cap, safe travel mate. Have a great day. Your friend, oh Murray, bloody hell Murray, good on ya. So Murray was in one of the early streams when I was near the Gold Coast. So he is Captain Australia's Big Walk superstar. So Murray and Donna, right? Donna was your wife's name, I think. Oh God, I'm such an old fool, I'm really bad with names. But yeah, they gave me a tarp and a blanket. This tarp that I'm still using today, and this blanket that I will carry and treasure for the rest of the journey as well, because it was Murray's mum, and he lost her to cancer. Good on you, Murray. It's really great to see your name pop up, buddy. I was just winding the stream down. Yes, true, dinner, Donna for dinner. Yeah, so I thought so, but even at my best, I'm only 95% sure that I'm saying the right name to the right person. But yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for your time and interest. We will wind it down there, and I'm very grateful, and I'll do another stream midday, maybe even have a swim. So all the best. Donna Marie. Wasn't that wasn't she in the Brady Bunch or something? All right, thanks very much. I will catch up later. Cheers.